someone shows up. And of course, Nick's on his vape automatically. And he's got his chair backwards.
Like usual. And he's rude.
If he falls, one of these days he's going to fall and hit the floor, and I'm going to lose it on camera. I really am. Do it!
No, I'm going to wait until we're recording.
Still have a poll up?
Do I?
Yep.
Oh, jeez. Let me try to get rid of that real quick.
Just going to fall in front, fall like this so nobody sees me, and I'll grab on. Pull the chair down.
We are live right now.
Oh, really?
We are live.
Oh,
yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I did not.
Is the card gone? Okay, the card's gone. Okay.
Yep, we're good.
Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, and thank you for joining us once again, the Monsters of Gaming. There goes Grim right there. I just saw you picture like. And welcome once again to the Monsters of Gaming. I'm KaijuK, and with me here is, of course, Necro Nick.
What up?
Also with us is Grim.
What up? Hey.
And the Kitten of Doom.
Hi.
And we are back once again. According to Juggernaut, he would pay to see him fall.
Oh, fuck you, Juggernaut.
And we are back once again talking about the classic games, the best from the Atari up to the Game Boy Advance. Now, when we last left off, we were complaining about the Virtual Boy. Boy, they really didn't think that one through, did they? Still, I did enjoy a few games on it. So, where we're going to pick up from the list today is we're going to pick up from the wonderful system known as the Nintendo 64.
Yeah!
Now, if I remember correctly, Nintendo 64 was the last time cartridges were really used for a console system.
I believe so, yes.
I'm not 100.
That's when cartridges died.
I wouldn't say they died. It's just that CD became a much better. What's the term I'm looking for? Alternative. A much better alternative to the cartridge, because, you know, cartridges weren't exactly the best. They were kind of fragile at times.
Yeah, but CDs are so too. They get too much dust, they're scratched.
Yeah, but they can also hold a lot more information.
Well, that's true.
That's where the big thing came in, which is why I never understood the Gamecube, but we'll get to that later. So, starting off from the top of the list, of course, we're going to talk about the N64 and all the fun and games we had with it. Or all the horror that we had with it, depending. So, Grim.
Yes.
Any stories about your favorite N64 game?
Oh, man. My absolute favorite on the N64 was the James Bond game, GoldenEye.
Aye, of course.
Because I had the Game Shark for it. And, one of my mom's really nerdy friends got me every single fucking cheat for it. So you're running around with ungodly amounts of ammunition. I had everything unlocked, all the stages, and I bossed everybody on one-on-one matches.
Of course you would.
Also, great about it, you could have 4 people. Wasn't that like one of the first systems to have 4 people being able to play?
Well, 4-player split screen, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, when you were playing Mario Kart, you could do it too, but that was back in the day.
Yeah, I also played a lot of Mario Kart on it too. The Mario Kart 64 was pretty good.
How about you, Kitten? N64, what you got for us?
The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
The only Legend of Zelda game to come out so far that I think would actually be able to be a challenge versus the one for the SNES.
Yeah, and you know what? My favorite part of that was definitely the skulls and riding my horse around. Killing the skulls at night.
Oh, you're talking about the Stalfos. No, the Stalfos they were called.
Yeah.
Just running around with a sword. Goodbye.
And on my
Goodbye.
horsey. And,
And her name was Epona, by the way.
Yes.
Yes, Epona.
With
And
Epona's song.
My other favorite was Mario Kart.
Mario Kart 64, that was a friendship-ruining game.
Yep. And Jared said GoldenEye, Turok, Super Mario 64.
All good games, especially Super Mario 64. That one should go without saying, because that was like the best.
Yeah, that was what put it out there.
Okay, Necro, you're next up on the list. What are you bringing to the table?
Okay, so I agree with Grim on the GoldenEye, of course, and Juggernaut. Mario Kart's always up there. Mario Party as well.
But did Mario... I don't think Mario Party came out for the game for 64.
No.
I believe it came out for the Cube.
Yeah. Okay.
Mixing your systems.
Turok definitely was a great game.
Hello, everybody. By the way, everybody who's watching, I hope you guys are having a great day.
One of my personal favorites was Body Harvest.
You see, that's the thing. I never got to play Body Harvest, but I'm told it's an amazing game.
If we ever, can we find an emulator on that?
Hang on a second. Apparently, the camera has frozen on us. There we go. We're back. I'm sure we could find an emulator. That wouldn't be a problem. I mean, we found emulators for the PlayStation, so I mean, I don't know why we couldn't find one for the
64.
For the 64. Yeah.
That's weird.
Hang on. Let me just see if I can't fix this. I probably got some stupid program running in the background.
What else?
Give me 2 seconds, folks. Let's see what we got here.
What else was I thinking for that?
Oh, that's right.
I forget. Did Road Rash come out for only PlayStation, or was that an N64 game as well?
I played it. I have no idea what it came out for.
I could have sworn it came out for what should I call it? N64, but I know I also played it on PlayStation 1.
Ah.
So I'm not sure. What else was there? There's a lot of games.
I know there's a lot of games. That's why we're trying to get a hint at which some of your favorites are.
Well, Majora's Mask was also a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Majora's Mask was one of the really strange ones too, because a lot of people have that theory that it represents that Link was actually dead, and like all the different characters were actually forms of how one deals with death. Like what is it? There's bargaining, and then there's ignoring, like pretending it doesn't exist, and basically there are all these things that, you know, apparently, like, this character represents this, and this character represents this. This character and this character represent this.
Well, I think it gave it as good. Like, I don't think it gave as good, but a close challenge compared to Ocarina of Time.
Well, you see, the thing about Ocarina of Time is that was one of those games where they spent years preparing for that thing. They poured blood, sweat, and tears into that, and then they decided, well, we already have the formula, so let's just bring out another game.
Right.
And that's basically what happened. I mean,
that's how they came about Majora's Mask. It takes place immediately after Ocarina of Time.
Right, and it's supposedly, according to, I can't remember who the creator of Legend of Zelda was, but apparently it's where one of the timelines split, where in one of them, Link supposedly lives and he kills Ganon. In another one, he dies, and in the third one, I think they banish Ganon back into the realm again, which is like where Skyward Sword comes from. I don't know the whole thing. I wasn't watching. I can't remember it. It's under Game Theories, I believe it is. Look under the Game Theories, folks. You'll find it.
Well, yeah, we'll leave it at that for me.
All right, just give me 2 more seconds. I'm making sure that we have nothing else that's running it full here.
Legend of Zelda was developed and published by Nintendo. Game designers were Shigeru Mamiyato and Takeshi Tezuka.
I believe it was Takeshi Tezuka that said it. He was talking about how how the Legend of Zelda works is there's a 3-way split where these certain games all link to these certain games, and certain games, but that didn't exist until this game became this game, and then at this point, which was supposedly Ocarina of Time, that's where there's 3 splits, where there's actually 3 different worlds of Legend of Zelda. Not going to go too much into that one because that one's just amazing. Juggernaut's got 3 emulators with ROMs. Here's the thing, it's really hard to find Nintendo ROMs nowadays because Nintendo went and scared a bunch of people.
Yeah.
What the heck? Why did you do that?
That was Cody's fault. I saw the whole thing.
Cody just tried to jump up on Nick's lap and missed. I watched.
Oh, I thought Nick pushed
No,
him.
he jumped up and he landed like front paws
I
on
went
Nick.
to go move my hand, and I
And then he just like
Poor Cody.
backwards and did a barrel roll
According-
to my foot.
According to Juggernaut, he said that the Angry Video Game Nerd, awesome guy by the way, go watch his videos please, did a timeline on it as well. So, you know, go see either one of them. Either one of them can show you. Eagle Raptor did one too, if you want to go look him up. Well, with that all aside, let me just throw out mine. Of course, I agree with a lot of you guys. No one has mentioned a bad game yet, which is one of the things that the N64 did right. Even some of its worst games are still some of the best. I remember Excite Bike 64.
Yep.
It wasn't nearly as good as the original. It was still fun. And yes, they did try to throw a bunch of games. No, that was a Gamecube. They did try to do a lot of remakes and games, and they even had some really standout titles that were just like you question, like Quest 64. That's all you got out of the deal, just Quest 64. A game I really enjoyed was a game called Conker's Bad Fur Day,
Yep.
where you played as one of the most foul-mouthed, evil characters to ever exist, Conker, who basically at the beginning of the story you get thrown out of a bar stinking drunk and have to go find your girlfriend, and along the way you find things like flowers that have gigantic breasts that you have to bounce off of. You fight against a giant mountain-sized living pile of poo that you have to beat by throwing toilet paper on its mouth. I mean, it's weird. Then we had, of course, another one of my staples. You'll notice it came up again, Harvest Moon 64, which was like Harvest Moon, but 3D. I lost many a day. In fact, I lost a summer out of the game. You can ask my parents about that. I spent an entire 90 days of summer in my room one time playing Harvest Moon 64. It hurts me. Of course, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. You can't pass that one up. Paper Mario, which was an RPG where everything was done really cool with cell shading and cell shading. It was just a great game. But of course, Mega Man Legends is where I really liked. That was my #1 game. 3D Mega Man, horrible controls. The controls sucked. It was tank controls in a game where you needed to be very agile. And you played as Mega Man. And there were some really funny moments, like at the beginning of the game you fight against this one boss. I think her name is Tron. And she's in this giant robot. When you blow up the robot, it burns off all her clothes. So she's just standing in front of Mega Man, who's actually a human in an armored suit. Yeah. Just standing in front of... Hello, Cody. Just standing in front of Mega Man. Mega's face is bright red, and she's like, I'll beat you. And you just hear one of the robots go, Miss Tron, you burnt off all your clothes again. And she's like, don't look at me. Starts whipping things at him. It was such a good game. And there was a part 2, but they never went any further with it. Nintendo, if you're not going to fail at anything, please make another one, please. Alright, so here comes another one, a rarity. One of my favorite systems of all time, if I could find it. My Dreamcast. Now, Dreamcast was Sega's last real attempt. And I really wish Sega would just jump back up and try it again. If not, sell your licensing over to the Monsters of Gaming. We will make games for it. We will bring Sega back. Because nothing in the world was a better intro than Sega! It was the best! Every game you turned on. Sega! And including the Dreamcast. It was even like Sega and Dreamcast. It was awesome! The controller was horrible, though. It was... You couldn't hold it properly. You could probably have wrapped it around your knuckle and beaten somebody to death with it. Probably taken a bear out with it for how heavy it was. And it had like this little Tamagotchi save card in it, which did all kinds of stupid stuff, but was fun anyway. The system itself was amazing, and it sucks that it did so poorly because it came out too early. If it would have came out at the same time as the PlayStation and the Xbox, which was the original idea, it would still be in the market today and Sega would have never lost anything. Now, the problem with the Sega Dreamcast is it didn't sell well, it wasn't around long, so not a lot of people got a good chance to play it. But let me tell you something, some of the games on it were amazing. Grim, go.
I never really played it, other than a couple times with my cousin, and that was, Sonic.
Well, Sonic for Dreamcast was pretty cool. Kitten.
Never played it.
Necro.
Me, I went over to my friend's house a lot. He lived right next to my dad, and I got to play a lot there. I will admit, of course, Sonic was one of my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I also started playing some basketball games with them, because we all had like tournaments over there.
Tournaments.
I think that offered at least a 2-player. I'm not sure if it offered 4 players.
I think it had a 4-player death.
Are we going skiing?
No, I'm just...
But other than that, I didn't really get to try out like any of the other games for it. So
once again, it is down to me.
Jared said a revamped Dreamcast could blow the PlayStation and Xbox out of the water.
I fully agree with them. The thing with Sega, well, the thing with Sega is Sega was always one thing. They listened to the people. Mm-hmm. Hey, did this Sega game suck? We're sorry. Let's make it better. Hey, was this system not good enough for you? Hey, we'll do better next time. They listened. When they found out the Sega CD bit win like it did, they immediately began working on the Sega Saturn. They listened to everybody's complaints. They said, you know what? They're right. Let's build a better system. Hey, they like this game. Let's make a better sequel, not let's just throw a sequel out there. As for me, I got to play a lot of Dreamcast. Actually, at one time, I think I owned almost every game in the library. Much to my father and mother's dismay, because they were costly. Of them, things were like Evolution 2, A Far Off Promise, which was a really fun role-playing game. It was kind of quirky. It's in a world where guns are actually considered like some kind of mystical item. Like, they're a magical weapon that people don't understand, and things like technology are... Here comes a train. Oh, man, what? That's the most amazing thing we've ever seen. Because cars and everything are gone. It was all destroyed. Power Stone and Power Stone 2. Fighting games that took fighting to a level you couldn't believe. 4-player fighting where almost every movement button and button combination had a new attack. You had so many combinations of attacks you could do, and while you were running around the arena, these Power Stones would appear, and if you touched one, you gained bonuses, or you gained negatives. And you could just run around the arena and just get stronger or weaker, and everything was fun about it. I'm blushing talking about it. There was Shenmue. Shenmue was this... How do I put it without sounding like a gushing fangirl? Bloody amazing game! You played a character who was... He was real life. Like, he didn't feel like... He was no Chrono. He was no Sonic the Hedgehog. He was no Mario. He was like an average Joe. He knew how to fight, but he wasn't the world's greatest martial artist. But you got to do things like ride bikes and buy stuff from stores and work to get money, and it had real-world time. They actually took weather reports from like 30 years prior, I think it was, and then put it into the game. So on this day of this year, this would be happening in the city. So if it was raining on that day, it was raining in the city on that day. And it had real-time effects, like money would go up and down depending on the depression and stuff like that. It was a great fighting game.
Jared said Virtua Fighter 3.
Virtua Fighter 3 was pretty good, actually. I enjoyed it. Actually, a lot of the fighting games that came for the Dreamcast were amazing. Then, of course, there was Skies of Arcadia. Now, here's the thing. I never got to play it. I always wanted to play it. I could never find it because it was always bought out. I could never rent it because it was always rented out. It is a role-playing game where you took... you were sky pirates. And there were times where you were battling on the bridge of your ship or on the top of your ship. Sometimes you were fighting on the ground, but sometimes you were having ship battles. Or you were using your ship to fight giant sky monsters and stuff like that. And the graphics were great, and the music was great, and every time I've come this close, folks, to actually just going on... I might even do it tonight. Of just going on YouTube and finding a Let's Play of it and just watching the Let's Play, because that's the closest I'm going to get to it, because that game sells for like $400 right now.
You never know, you might be able to get an emulator on it.
Yeah, but I don't know how a Dreamcast emulator would really work. I mean, it was a very specifically set up system that looked like a horseshoe crab that had met Terminator. But last but not least was a game called Time Stalker. Time Stalker was kind of a hard game, but it was a really great RPG where you went through different dungeons, collected new characters, collected new items. All in all, it was a great experience, and I played hours of it until, of course, my memory card died and I lost everything. Alright, well, folks, time for us to move back to the handheld again. Folks, Game Boy Color. Now, when Game Boy Color came out, it blew a lot of minds. A lot of people thought that because the Game Gear died out, because having color was what killed the Game Gear's batteries, they thought that the Game Boy Color would have the same issue. Now, don't get me wrong, it was nowhere near as energy efficient as the brick, but it did add color, which was always an amazing thing. So you could take your games with you, and they'd be in color, and you wouldn't have to worry about changing your battery every 6 hours. Grim!
Never really played it. I'm sorry. I wasn't a big handheld fan. My brother had one.
What are you talking
He
about?
played it all
I mean,
the
since
time.
you hit puberty, you've been out. I'm sorry, wrong type of handheld.
Ah,
Anyway,
absolutely.
You know, the joke was there. It didn't require the physical gestures. Now you just took a joke and you just drove it into the dirt.
Dude,
You went from
you made it real.
PG-13 to R.
Yeah, apologize for your action.
You made it real, man.
Say you're
That's
sorry.
not cool.
Say you're sorry.
Say you're sorry.
He's not sorry.
Sorry.
So just start throwing things at him. What was that? Speak up.
I'm sorry.
That's what I thought.
Just one more.
Stop hitting my tissues. What if I have to sneeze tonight?
Alright, moving on.
there
I've
was
never
garbage
played
in
the
that.
Game Boy Color.
Oh,
Necro,
great.
go.
Necro, go. Game Boy Color.
Well, of course you had, I think, did Emerald, or no, what was the Pokemon that came out?
I believe Silver?
I think so. I know they had the originals on that too, or you could backwards compatible.
Yeah, you could. I believe Diamond and Pearl were the ones that came out. Can you look that up real quick, Kitten?
Yes.
I think Diamond and Pearl came out for the Advance.
And Jared said objection.
Objection?
Yes. I'm assuming to Necro.
Of course there's going to be an objection to Necro. Just look at him.
Wow. Whatchamacallit?
Overruled.
Yeah, he apologized. It's okay now. After he had to get tickled and have things whipped at him, he apologized.
I know there were several pinball games out there for it as well, and I love those.
Falling back on the pinball again. Okay.
Were there pinball games for just about every system?
Yeah.
I do know that there was the Kiss pinball game for PlayStation, which was amazing.
I heard about that.
So for Pokemon,
Yes.
for the Game Boy Color, we had Pokemon Card GB2, Pokemon Crystal, Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Pinball, Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, Pokemon Silver, and Pokemon Trading Card Game.
So yes, so the
I played Silver and Gold, I know. And
silver and
Yeah,
gold,
seriously.
silver and gold.
And the pinball one as well.
Of course he has. Nick has a
Pinball's awesome though.
pinball is good, but I don't think it's as awesome as you guys are bringing
it's
it up
awesome.
to be.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yo,
Especially like the
Don't
old
diss
school,
the pinball.
old school
I'm talking.
pinball machines.
Listen, the pinball machines are different. The pinball machines, you got to feel to them. You got to feel the
You gotta
machine.
be a pinball wizard.
But when you're
True.
playing on the Game Boy or something, the machine doesn't change. It's the same thing over and over again. There's no luck involved, really.
yeah, it's all
That's what I mean. Like, I can understand.
programmed.
Right. When you actually have the ball that's just, oh, it hit the edge this much this time, it goes that way. That's a different. That's what I like about it.
And it just hits slightly down further, but looks like the same spot. Goes off in a completely opposite direction. That doesn't happen in there.
For me, I had a lot of games that I liked for the Game Boy Color. My parents really liked getting me the handhelds. Basically because I'd be out of their hair. Dun-ch.
Or to keep your hands otherwise occupied.
My hands were always occupied.
I meant for good uses.
What are you talking about? They were for great uses.
Oh my god. Jared said when you have 3 pinball machines at your parents' house, you are really addicted.
Yes, actually, Juggernaut has a lot of games consoles at his house. He has like Galaga and like Defender and stuff like that. He's got it all at his place.
Shit. Well, as parents.
Most parents, well, that's his place. For me, well, let's throw the horse out of the barn and say Harvest Moon 3. Because if I haven't said Harvest Moon yet, it would be Animal Crossing. So let's just get that over
I
with.
believe that came out for the GameCube.
Harvest Moon 3?
No, Animal Crossing.
I believe so too. Yeah. I also enjoyed Dragon Warrior Monsters too, where in this game it was kind of like Pokemon almost, where you would go and collect Dragon Warrior monsters or Dragon Quest monsters depending on where you're from. But the difference is then you could take them and you could fuse them into stronger monsters. Like you could take these two monsters, and let's say like a slime and a stick, and they would become like a griffin or something like that. I don't know how, but it just happened like that. It was weird stuff like that.
Video game physics.
Yeah, there you go. Video game logic trumps all.
If only life was like that.
Pokemon Silver, of course. I was big on Pokemon games, so they're going to be on every handheld list. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, they're nowhere near as the ones that we're playing now, like Uranium or Solar Dark or Sage. Oh, wait, I'm not naming ones made by Philtendo.
Let's not go there again.
Sorry, I could, though. I really could.
Why? We always do.
Wario Land 3. Now, here's the thing. I never played Wario Land 2. I don't know what system it came out for, but I do know that Wario Land came out for the Virtual Boy, and Wario Land 3 came out for the Game Boy Color.
Maybe it was on the 64?
Maybe. I don't remember it. But,
that would be the in-between, so it would make sense.
Once again, you're playing as Wario, who's basically an evil version of Mario. Well, not really evil. More sadistic, I guess.
Misunderstood.
I'm not even misunderstood. He's very greedy.
Yeah.
That's his thing. He's greedy. But in this one, like,
Stop poking me!
you wore different, like, hats. Like, there was a hat that you could breathe fire out of. There was one that could help you fly like a jetpack. And it was just good fun where his attack, he didn't jump on enemies, he shoulder rushed them. Like he was tackling because he was a bigger guy. Kick his arse!
He keeps poking me!
Then kick his arse!
Connor. Yes! Tip him! Tip him!
That was Kitten, by the way. She put full face in there. Yes, you did.
I thought my hood was covering.
No, don't worry, folks. Her face reveal will be up tomorrow, so get ready for that.
Alright, Jared said Wario Land 2 came out for the color.
Did it come out for the color? Okay, it came out for the color. I just never played it. But of all of them, my favorite one was one that I got from Japan, actually, from a friend. And it was called Zoid Saga. Well, actually, it was Zoid Saga 2. And, after a while, he actually realized, of course, that I was having trouble playing it because translating the game while playing it is kind of hard to do sometimes. So he was able to somehow get a friend to make a translated copy. And it was really cool. You got to play with all the different Zoids. It's an RPG. And you can have them all stacked up, and like they're firing cannons at each other and lasers and jumping and slashing. And it was really just a fun game. And it involved time travel. I've grown a mustache. Do you like it?
It was instantaneous.
He's eating Cody.
Had to get that mustache sooner or later.
Oh,
And anyways,
you just stuck your mouth on that dog. I watched him lick his balls and then lick his own back.
that's okay, man. We're all animals in this world.
I'm just telling you.
That's fine. The stuff I've eaten in my life, he's nothing.
Oh my
Whoa.
god.
Have you ever had camel spider before? It's amazing.
No, but it sounds really good.
It tastes like chicken. Only it's got like little green veins in it. It's weird. Anyway,
imagine if it tastes like a white meat.
but what it did
yeah.
is it let you go through all the different Zoid animes and had all kinds of different Zoid units. So if you were a fan of the anime like I was, you got to play with some of your favorites, and it was really cool. You know, switching out weapons and getting them different gear and stuff. It was a good game. All right, so let's step this up into the aether, shall we? Let's just bring it up and say PlayStation 2. Now, PlayStation 2 has to be by far my second favorite system. The Super Nintendo was number 1. PlayStation 2, the Dreamcast, the PlayStation. The PlayStation 2 just did it right. The problem I had with this list, making it for PlayStation 2, was how many games I actually liked for PlayStation 2. I think I could do an entire hour of just the games I liked on the PlayStation 2. With that being said, Grim, do you have any PlayStation 2 games you liked?
Oh man, I got a whole list here.
Fire it out, man!
Alright. I fucking love the Prince of Persia games on it.
Yes!
Alright.
Parkour for the win!
Earlier when I got here, I was telling you guys I got talked into getting the PS4 instead of the Vita.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to get the Vita because I downloaded the 4th installment of the PlayStation Prince of Persia's.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened to be for either the PSP or...
PS4.
The Vita.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I can't play it, and I have no idea what it's like, and I refuse to look up any videos because I just love those games so much.
It's a little dusty, but it works.
It's a PSP.
I'm gonna play the shit out of this game. But
Actually, let me
anyway,
see that real quick. 1 second. I need to make sure none of my mom's games are in it. Because my mom loved this system. What do we have in here? We have, yep, that's one of my mom's games. Alright, there, it's yours. Just gotta find a plug for it.
that won't be hard.
Yeah. We're there. I was trying to get rid of my PSP sooner or later, so there you go, man.
I'm sure you have it somewhere in this room.
You know what you did, right?
I gave you a lot of peace and quiet.
True.
Yeah.
Now I got the TV to myself!
And
Yay!
boom goes the dynamite. Anyways, please continue.
Just got a PS4 for her use it now.
Boom goes the dynamite. You're welcome.
Thank
Yeah.
ya.
I enjoyed those games so much, and I actually started out with number 2, The Warrior Within. I didn't play number 1 first. All right, I had no idea it existed.
I like the ability to switch between the 2 different play styles. You could play as the guy with the chain blade, or you could play as the prince, and they had different...
No, that was number 3.
That was number 3.
That was number 3 that they did that.
Ah.
Yeah, when he came back and he got stabbed with the sand blade.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, that was 3. My bad.
Yeah, but yeah, I fell in love with 2 so much that I beat it 100% at least 20 fucking times, and I got the alternate ending, which leads into the 3rd game.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
Which was pretty fucking cool.
Juggernaut says any wrestling game on the PS2 was my big thing, and there were a lot of wrestling games on the PS2.
That's when they started coming out with the SmackDown versus Raw
and the custom wrestlers.
Yeah.
That was the best part. Make your custom wrestlers.
But yeah, other games that I really enjoyed were God of War. I got so pissed off at that game. I smashed at least 6 different paddles.
Ooh.
And Kitten of Doom got pissed off at me so much the one time because I threw the paddle at the TV at least 8 times that day.
Ooh.
That she actually picked up the paddle and started beating me with it. And I stopped playing God of War.
She was the God of War.
I stopped playing God of War for at least 3 years, and now I'm okay with it. I've got 1, 2, and 3. I beat the fucking piss out of 1. I'm on 2, and so far have yet to smash paddle, which is wonderful.
I can just imagine the look on her face as she's just standing over you, just spinning the spinning it over you, and in your eyes you just see Kratos.
Dude, it was scary.
Okay, so what else? What else?
Oh man, I enjoyed Grand Theft Auto games that were on it. I only played the Vice City and San Andreas. I played the shit out of San Andreas because I love the whole deal with like creating your own gang. And,
I'm surprised they didn't bring that back.
Territory. Yeah, right. That was actually a really great aspect of the game. But I mean, the more focused you are on your gang and your territory, the less focused you can be on doing missions to expand.
Right.
And like you get into the gang deal really early in the game, so it's either expand your gang or get off the fucking island.
Yeah.
Open the bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still a good game. And then hopefully this is obvious for everybody. Resident Evil.
Yes.
You gotta love Resident Evil. That was a great game.
Didn't Resident Evil start on the PlayStation?
Yeah, actually it did. It started on a PlayStation. I did not play it until the PS2, but I was playing the PlayStation original Resident Evil. But there was that, and also Dino Crisis, which was also PlayStation.
It was Resident Evil with dinosaurs.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty badass.
It was Turok for the freaking PlayStation.
For the PlayStation, yeah.
But yeah, those are my top favorite games that were for the PS2.
Yeah, it did start on the PlayStation.
Okay. Well, since then they've made like 12 remakes of it. So I mean, like
Resident Evil 1 through 3 were on the PlayStation.
Right.
All of which I played, but on the PS2.
Yeah, Resident Evil 3 was
backwards compatible.
Resident Evil 3 was still the best in my opinion, though. I'm sorry, I loved Resident Evil 3. I also liked Nemesis because you were constantly being chased by him.
Wasn't that?
Yo, that fucker.
That was on 2.
Yeah, that was 2.
That was Stars. What the hell?
Just pops up out of nowhere.
It's always got that freaking rocket launcher on his shoulder they can one-hit you with.
You know, the first time you run into him, you're in the fucking police station, motherfucker just jumps through a fucking window at you, and you're like, what?
Aren't you supposed to be a dog?
What the hell is that? And you're dead if you don't run.
What are you feeding your dogs in this town?
Because at that point, you usually only got like a pistol, not that much ammo,
you got a knife,
a shotgun, and a knife. You know? So you blow through all your ammo on him. Well, if you were lucky enough, you found the rocket launcher before that point, and you did get him to leave. But then you see him again outside the police station. And
you constantly saw him.
Again, fucks your day up.
True story.
Yeah.
My brother beat Resident Evil 1, 2, and Nemesis with only the knife. My brother does hold that record of beating it with only the knife. Because he'd cut their tendons, they'd fall over, they'd just jump on top of them. Okay, Kitten. You're up to bat, sweetie.
So, obviously, since it's been thrown out there that I was around Grim at that time, all the games that he already mentioned, mostly because if I didn't play with him, controllers would get thrown, and then I'd have to beat them
with said controller.
Afterwards.
Said controller.
Controllers were a hell of a lot cheaper, though.
She'd wrap it around her wrist just like Kratos.
I know.
She'd jump in the air and do a spin and just like smack him multiple times. There was a combo counter coming up.
Aside from those, Rock Band. I absolutely love Rock Band, and since now we have the PlayStation 4, I can play the new one, so I'm even more excited.
Yes.
Also, Need for Speed Underground and Most Wanted. I did play the Grand Theft Autos, but I was more a Need for Speed fan. That was always my thing.
That's fine.
Still to this day, when he ended up getting his... Or, actually, no, when I ended up getting my 360, I ended up buying Need for Speed for it.
Very
Just
cool.
because that will be a timeless game for me. I love racing. I suck at it. I will crash into everything. But it's hilarious.
So what we got to do is we got to find ourselves a racing game that we can play multiplayer and start recording it.
Yes.
Awesome. Good to hear.
Jared said Resident Evil 4.
The battery might be dead in it.
Oh, it's definitely dead.
Yes. It's definitely dead. Yeah. You saw how much dust was on that thing? It's been a while. Necro, PlayStation 2.
Alright, well, I'm gonna start off with something that nobody else has mentioned for PlayStation, and that's Spyro, other than me. I'm the only one that mentioned Spyro.
Yeah, we're also talking about our top 10, our top best games.
Well, yeah, Spyro was amazing.
I never played it.
It was very cutesy, and you played a purple dragon.
Also, I'll throw out Ratchet and Clank.
There you go. Now you're working. Now you've got a game.
Now you're picking games.
What's wrong with Spyro?
Well, besides the fact that still to this day there's a giant theory that Spyro was actually supposed to be a representation of drug use, and that all the characters in the Spyro series represent different types of drugs and or addictions, and the fact that chasing a purple dragon is a common occurrence in drug tripping. Oh, nothing at all.
I'm okay with all these theories.
It was pretty trippy.
Yeah, the whole game is very trippy, and the bosses were ridiculous. Why not just say Crash Bandicoot, which was a much better game?
I like Spyro better.
That's because you like chasing the purple dragon. Anyways, continue on with your list. Much like your 10 superpowers list, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Can I interject for 1 sec? There's one I forgot about that is a really good game. Silent Hill.
There we go.
I forgot.
Silent Hill.
So did I.
Silent Hill's a nightmare fuel game.
Oh man, we had Origins for it.
Yep.
Oh, that was a good one.
That's why I'm kind of mad I forgot about it.
Okay, well,
Sorry.
obviously Grand Theft Auto 2, 3, and
Sam.
nope, Vice City, then San Andreas.
Okay.
So you played them in order. Yeah.
I played 1 through all the way up to San Andreas, all in order.
Damn.
It's a shame their stories don't connect, you know?
Yeah.
That would make the series so much better. Or like, there's never a mention of certain characters in other Vice City
no,
games.
1, 2, and 3 were all supposed to go together. You just couldn't see yourself in 1. That's why you never knew. And 2 and 3 actually did go together.
Yeah, but I mean, you never
played them like that, so.
In 2, what you did in 2 never had any impact in 3, though.
Well, no.
That's what I mean. Like,
Oh, okay.
you like, for instance, I'll give you an example. Like, 5 came out, and then we had Grand Theft Auto 4, but never once do you hear about the mass murdering assassin Niko Bellic.
True.
You never hear about him, and he was a guy who took on the FBI, the army, mob families, drug gangs. You'd think there'd be a mention of him somewhere, and you're still in the Grand Theft series, but you don't hear anything about him.
True.
You don't hear about any of the gangs from San Andreas, even though you're literally living just north of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no mention of this, and that's what I mean. Like, they're all the same series, but besides some of the radio stations, there's never anything about them that you hear in the other games.
True.
They also did another version of Vice City. I'm pretty sure you were a black guy in that one.
The Battle of Gay Tony.
But they never mentioned that there was somebody else already there doing these things.
Right.
And like several of the characters, it's wait, that's right. It was set place before it. But it still came out after, which still means
it's
the
like
original Vice City.
It's like that guy who tried to put the Super Mario World events in a timeline.
Yeah.
He tried, but he just couldn't do it. I mean, it's like, okay, so Super Mario 1, Super Mario 3, Super Mario All-Stars, Super Mario 2, the real one, and All-Stars are all supposed to exist in the same world. But then there comes Mario 64, which doesn't exist in Mushroom Kingdom technically.
No.
There is Paper Mario, there is Mario RPG, and while all these games are supposed to exist in that same world, serious events don't have any effect on the rest of the world.
True.
For instance, in 3, Bowser had these gigantic airships. Where are they in Super Mario World? Where are they in Mario RPG or Paper Mario? They're not there. They're non-existent. You know, this is the thing. Like, you know, technology doesn't just go away.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Nick. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep
And
going.
Jared asked, is that anything like chasing the green fairy?
Similar, yes, except her name's Navi and you're just trying to hit her with a hammer.
I'm gonna throw out one, Manhunt.
Ooh. Manhunt was a game that was almost banned in the United States of America. Specifically because of one of my favorite deaths. Where you could sneak up behind somebody with a plastic bag and just put it over their head and choke them out with it.
I forgot.
And never once does a person try to just go like this.
Yeah, no,
Nope,
they
nope.
just accept it.
Or another one where you put the paper bag or the bag over his head and turn around, start punching him in the face.
Okay, I'm also gonna throw out Hitman.
Yes.
I
I
forgot about Hitman too.
You see, the Hitman series is great because in Hitman, they never once state that he's supposed to be an assassin, which makes watching Nick play it amazing.
Because he just runs in and just blows.
Because
shit
where
up.
I will
Yeah, so do I.
where I will
Yeah,
strategically,
Stealth.
here's the poison, here a few drops. I'll pretend to be the doorman to open up the door. Then I'll run over and pretend to be a butler and serve him the soup. And then I'll pretend to be the garbage man and make my way out the exit so he dies of poison I never found. Nick walks into the room, kills the first person with a butcher knife, pulls out both guns down everybody else in the house,
Yep.
and then goes upstairs after his target.
Damn straight.
Not even trying to be stealthy. His stealth factor is a negative 23.
So is mine.
I always
It runs in the
imagine.
family.
I noticed.
I always managed to get all the way to the person I'm supposed to kill that person, and then work my way out killing everybody.
No, I was always the one that left, like, it was like a mystery. By the time they found the body or something, I was already on my way out the exit, just like strutting along. Hey, how's it going, guys? I was the hitman that was everybody. Like, I would be in every disguise at least once, you know. That maid is an ugly-looking maid, and they turn around, it's actually a beautiful woman. Wait, what happened? Hey, where's the boss? Oh, Bruno just went up with him. But Bruno's right there. What? They go up and find the boss is dead. It's like, what the hell? Do you know anything, groundskeeper? I have no clue. They turn the groundskeeper's gone. What the? And then, of course, the guy, the guy who's delivering the milk turns around. He's a bald-headed guy with a tattoo on the back. I was like, that was me. I was the chameleon. I was Laughing Octopus from Metal Gear Solid 4 and got shit on me. I was everybody, and I wore clothing to do it.
Speaking of which, Metal Gear Solid.
Yes. Not 2, though. I do not like the fact that I had to play as a blonde-haired prissy bitch named Raiden.
True.
I do not like the fact that they made him a main character in his own series, too, because it still sucked.
And I'll end my series.
Alright, well. That's a lot to throw into the locker. I guess a lot of us have played the PlayStation 2. And it should be no surprise that I've done it, too. So, some of the games that I like to play were games like Gran Turismo 4.
Battery
That's
explode?
Oh no, it just expanded. It's for a different Game Boy. Or sorry, different PSP.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was the battery for the original PSP, and I have the Slim.
That is a big battery, man.
Yeah, I know. Now here's the thing. When Necro's brother and I were growing up, we used to have this really big argument. And the argument would be that me and Necro's older brother liked the Gran Turismo series. But Necro preferred Need for Speed. Now, as many times as he told me it was the better game, we ignored him because, well, I mean, look at him. But anyway, the thing I like the most about the Gran Turismo series is there were hundreds of cars to choose from. Everything from, you could play with an RC car, a horseless carriage, up to a friggin' Bugatti, a Skyline. There were some really good choices. The racetracks were creatable. You could create your own races. Two-player was never an issue. Police were never an issue. Money was never an issue. It was just such a great game. Jade Cocoon 2, which was another RPG where you would go find this, find that, open up. It was just standard hack and slash RPG. But the artwork for it was amazing. And I just feel that a lot of people should try it. Devil May Cry 2.
Yes. DMC.
Devil May Cry has got to be one of the greatest series ever.
Not that fake one that you bought for the 360.
Purely for the fact that Dante is one of the most badass characters you'll ever meet. He was the badass in Devil May Cry 1. He was a badass in Devil May Cry 2 and 3 and 4. And that's where they stopped the series. So, since there was nothing that came after that, you got to understand that it was a great character. He was cocky, but he was very nurturing. He was very loving. He was very protective. He never really wanted to fight his brother, who wanted to try and kill him every chance he got. And
never looked like he emo son of a bitch.
Yeah, and nothing, of course, beat a guy who had a freaking motorcycle thrown at him that explodes, and he just walks out with a piece of pizza in his mouth going, all right, you have my attention. He beat a bunch of demons to death with pool balls. I mean, you don't need to go any further. I wonder what she's looking up. I can't see what she's looking up, but I feel that she's about to get angry with somebody. There was also the Disgaea series, which is Disgaea.
They do come with an explosion warning.
Disgaea 2 was a great one. Basically, it's a strategy RPG where you got to play as you got to play as demons. You were playing as the bad guys, trying to save hell. Yeah, welcome to it. It was cutesy anime, a funny story, funny characters, tons of secrets, tons of unlockables. My one friend, you know him as Zorenzo. If you go to his webpage, you can see his artwork. He's played these games to completion, and even he has had to play hundreds, if not thousands of hours into these games, just like the Persona series, to 100% them.
Oh, I also forgot one. Armored Core.
Don't start. I'm not there yet.
Damn it.
What is that fake thing up on the screen there?
That's not fake.
What?
That almost looks like... Oh, wait. Oh, no. That's emo guy dressing up like Dante. That's
no,
right.
That is
emo
DMC Devil May Cry.
Yes, because it made a lot of people cry.
No. You know what? I hate you all. I don't care. It was a good game.
You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
If
go.
you look at the ratings for every Devil May Cry.
Here we go.
I don't give a shit. I like that version, and that's what I play. That is why I still own it.
Have you played any of the other Devil May Cries?
Nope.
That's what we're gonna do.
Oh God!
I'm gonna go get the emulator running. I'm gonna go get the ROMs up, and we're gonna have her play Devil May Cry.
Fine.
I hope she's ready for it because it requires a lot of functioning. A lot more than that emo game. Anyway.
We own every single one of them, including that one.
Now the big thing.
Yeah, we bought them all.
The big thing.
Grabbed every single Devil May Cry game off the shelf because you wanted that one, and you didn't even get that one because that one wasn't there, and then we had to go back and find that one.
I'm gonna investigate that when we get home.
Anyways,
Shit ton of them.
because here's the thing: once she starts,
You're not allowed to play them until you are recording them.
well, here's the thing: once she starts playing them, she'll realize how bad DMC is, and she'll agree with us. Anyways, so the biggest game, though, and the one that wrecked not just my life, but her cousin / his brother's life, his life as well, my family's life, multiple friends of mine life, was a little game called Armored Core. Now, of all these games, Armored Core 3 was the main competitor. In Armored Core, you got to design a giant walking robot of mass destruction. You got to pick the arms, the insignia, the paint jobs, what weapons you wanted to the hold. Did you want it to have a shotgun, a sniper rifle, a machine gun, laser sword, cannons for arms, rocket launchers on your back, grenade launchers, drone launchers? Did you want tank treads for legs? Did you want hover legs? Did you want forelegs, grasshopper reverse legs? Did you want to be able to jetpack into the air forever? Did you want to rain down death and destruction? This was Armored Core.
You know how you said about walking? Yeah, mine didn't.
Shut up! I'm getting to that. Keep your tiny cheating mind out of this. Of all the Armored Cores, though, Armored Core 1 was the original and the best, and the one that I used to cheat a lot when I'm winning in other Armored Core games. Armored Core 1, which isn't on this list because I just couldn't put it on the list, I had other games above it, had a fact that if you lost $1 million, if you were negative $1 million, they would introduce you as a member of this thing called the One System. In the One System, usually when you fired back-mounted weapons, you'd have to drop down on a knee, or if you're in treads, you don't have to, and fire it. With the One System, you could fly through the air and fire them constantly. You had bonus armor, bonus speed, bonus weaponry. Because you sucked so bad, the game decided to give you a handicap. However, every one of the games allowed you to transfer a previous game's copy into it. So when I got to Armored Core 2, I brought my 1 unit into it. When I got to 3, I brought the Polar Claw into Armored Core 3, which was called my mech. Now, Necro cheated the system. Necro created this giant amorphous blob called Sam Hain. And here was the thing. Sam Hain was big, he was fat, he had a lot of big guns, and he could barely move. But he had so much health and armor on him that the only way to destroy him properly was either to try and take him out with big weapons like his, in which case you had to get within range of his big weapons, get on top of him and just fire on top of him so he couldn't hit you, which was easy to do too if you were fast enough, and weren't afraid to be turned into Swiss cheese, or say send a One System after him, which had double the armor, double the health, double the speed, double the firepower. He could never beat Polar Claw.
Nope.
Jared said Mech War was better, sorry.
Fuck you!
Mech Warrior was an okay game. The problem with the Mech Warrior game is it's for PC. When they tried to bring it out to the PlayStation 2, it just wasn't the same. Armored Core allowed you to design your mech to look like whatever you wanted it to be. Have whatever weapons you wanted to be. Anything you could think you could do with the game. In Mech Warrior, you were very limited. Alright guys, we're almost to the one I dread, so let's keep this going. We're up to the Nintendo Gamecube.
Yes.
Which decided to take that big CDs weren't good enough, and it created tiny ones that I kept fucking losing.
They were so easy to break.
The GameCube also had one of the most awkward controllers ever. Oh no, what was that? The 64? The one that looked like a freaking Y-wing. What was that one?
That was the 64.
The 64, okay. Then the GameCube just had the purple one, right? Okay, never mind. The thing about the GameCube is it introduced a lot of friendship-destroying games. And this is where Nintendo started to decide that you couldn't be friends with people anymore. Grim, 64 me. Or cube me, rather. Cube me! Me times 3. Let's do it!
No! Kyleception! It's Kyle within a Kyle within a Kyle within a Kyle! Anyway, I really enjoyed Eternal Darkness.
Good game. It screwed with you a lot.
Really good game, yes.
It screwed with you an awful lot.
I also really liked playing Zelda Wind Waker. I never beat Ganon. Alright? Not because I couldn't, but because I never went to go beat him.
Because you were having too much fun.
Yeah, I was having too much fun.
Hunting for treasure and shit. Yeah, I know the feeling.
There, you know,
I understand the feeling.
Dropping the crane, trying to get myself some, free shit.
I don't know how you didn't beat it. You hogged the game.
Well, the fire started again, folks. The fire started again.
You know, it was my system.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
And my game.
Oh, it wasn't. It was my game.
Obviously.
How you guys doing today?
Mario
Have
Kart.
a good day?
I really enjoyed Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, yep.
I ended up getting that game for my brother for his birthday, and him and I sat down for the next 2 days and completely 100%ed everything. We beat the entire game 100%.
Cool, cool.
And then there was also Beautiful Joe. I really
Oh,
enjoyed
Beautiful
that.
Joe.
Beautiful Joe.
Henshin a go-go, baby!
Yeah. And I played other small games like Pikmin, stuff like that. I never really played much of them, but yeah.
The look on her face is like, I could stop running water.
She did play a lot of Pikmin when I wasn't.
Pikmin, the game where you fought with produce. All right, Kitten. Since you're getting a look that could really stop lightning strikes, what we got going on here?
Well, before I make my list, Jared commented Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2.
Yeah,
They were fun. Yeah, I gotta give them that. Those were fun games.
Alright, so
She got the paper. Here we go.
This is where I lost most of my life. My mother bought me a Gamecube for my birthday the one year because I begged her, because the only other system I had besides that was my Sega Genesis.
Ooh.
Not that I didn't love that system, I just wanted something newer.
Right.
So, she bought me a bundle. It came with 2 games in it. One of them, I cannot for the life of me remember the name. The other one was The Time Destroyer, which was Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life.
Bing!
I wasted months of my life on that game. I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't do anything. I would go to school, get my stuff done, come home, and play. That game has followed me around and haunted me, and I still love it.
Wait, I wonder. Hey, Kitten.
I have it for the DS.
If I got an emulator running for Harvest
I would never
Moon,
stop.
She has one on her phone.
I'm talking for recordings. Would you do a series on it?
Absolutely.
All right, we got more going here. See, folks, in case they didn't know, this is actually a trap. This whole live stream series was a trap.
To find out what we would play.
Yes, to find out what your guys' loves were and what games I could lock you into.
Okay, here's my list.
That's the truth.
Get me Body Harvest now!
I know I could get Grim into some Resident Evil type games.
Yeah.
Or maybe some Silent Hill like games. I know I can get into that. My question is, would you do it with the virtual reality, though?
That
Ooh.
would be
I would do it.
fucking
I would do
awesome.
So the thing is, I want to get the virtual reality system, and there are certain games that are already emulated for it. For instance, Alien Isolation, was it? Yeah, Alien Isolation has a VR mode in it now. So you can actually look around corners and see the fucking alien coming at you. I called it, by the way. But there's all kinds of Silent Hill type games for it, so if you want to jump on that, go ahead. I know that Kitten enjoys Harvest games. I'm wondering if she's ever heard of a game called Stardew Valley.
Nope.
If not, I will show you after the recording.
Okay.
Necro.
Body Harvest now!
So we're going to have him continue playing his game since he hasn't finished any.
Fuck you.
Here, you beat Duke Nukem or Dark Souls, and we'll talk.
Listen, you do all the talking. I'll play the Dark Souls for you. I'll get you.
No, I have you. You're playing Bloodborne.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. You got to keep Dark Souls. I got to do a Bloodborne.
I have 2 more.
Keep going.
Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, when I was actually able to have control of the system and play it.
I was waiting for it.
I hear anger again.
You know, there's a reason that I have to come. You know what? You asked me for my face reveal. One of the reasons why I got into doing this.
Yeah?
Well, another reason is so that I can play games without being interrupted or having to fight for a console from someone else.
We have 2 TVs.
Yeah, okay, one of them is gigantic, the other one is this big.
I'll use the small one.
You infuriate me. And the other one is The Sims.
We could do Sims. Would
I like The Sims
would
games.
that appease you, or are you going to stop screaming?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually just re-downloaded The Sims Free Play on my phone, and I will probably be absorbed in that for quite a while.
Oh, no, you won't, because we have The Sims 3 modded. Necro, before any more moments, 64, or Cube, go, dang it!
Code Veronica.
Oh, yeah.
I never played that.
Code Veronica was one of those games where it took the Resident Evil franchise into a different direction, but it still made it work, unlike 5 and 6, which we don't talk about.
Animal Crossings.
Oh, God, I have the memories.
We'll also throw out Mortal Kombat. I think that's when I started getting into Mortal Kombat games a lot. I forget. What?
Keep going. I'm sorry, I'm having a moment.
Why?
Mortal Kombat came out back on the frickin' Sega and Super Nintendo.
Well, yeah.
I know your brother had it. He would constantly beat my ass as Reptile. I know your brother had it.
Finish it.
You had to at least keep going, man. I'm
Well,
done.
no, I did it only on an arcade. My brother would never let me play on those. So, yeah. Fuck you.
Me? It was your brother, not me, you twit.
It was you two always play it.
Because your brother wanted to beat me in a game. He couldn't beat me in Armored Core. Keep going.
Mario Party.
Oh, please. No friendship ruiners.
And Mario Kart as well.
Okay.
Turok.
Okay. Turok was fun, too, yeah.
I think it was Turok Evolution or something.
That was the part 2. You're talking about Seeds of Evil.
Oh, okay. And that's about it.
All right, well, folks, since I'm going to have to really suck for the next one, I can at least get some good points here with the Gamecube. Now, Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, of course, I fully agree with you on that one. That game was freaking fun. I like the cartoony graphics. I like the cool music. In fact, one of our favorite TTT maps is, in fact, a Wind Waker map. So, and yes, Nintendo did copyright strike us against it, and I really didn't care. But it was a great...
I just want to be a heart.
Just want to be a heart.
I give you life.
Then there was Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon: A Magical Melody, which was the one I had, which was similar. Mario Kart Double Dash, which was Mario Kart where you could switch between whoever was in the back. It was just...
Yeah, you could two-player that.
That was fun. One person was like the weapon thrower and one person was the driver. It was great. But I think my number one favorite from the GameCube era has to be Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
The game where you got to play with a vacuum cleaner on your back and suck up ghosts. It also is the game that proved that Luigi was far superior than Mario.
And you got to be a Ghostbuster.
Now,
I always knew he was good for
Oh,
something.
he just wanted to get to you.
here comes the Xbox. Now, here's the thing, folks. I'm actually going to go first with Xbox. For 2 reasons. One, I'm about to sound like a really gigantic pig. And 2, I only ever got the Xbox for one game. Every other game I got was like, okay, I got this game. But there was only one game I played it for. So, just to sound like a gigantic pig that I am, my number one game of Xbox was Dead or Alive Extreme Volleyball.
Go figure. Did you at least play the
Can't
guy
imagine
game for it?
why.
What?
Did you at least play the guy game for it as well?
The what game?
There was a game called the guy game,
Yeah, no.
which, yeah.
I only ever played it. I played it for...
My shoulder! It's got caught!
Well, while Nick's being a place...
Nick is making out with his dog now.
I only played the game for the volleyball aspect.
Can't imagine why.
I just bought those skimpier outfits to help them with movability. It helped them move better. I didn't spend all my time getting the Playboy Bunny outfit for no reason.
Off.
And they made a part 2! I'm sorry.
Anyway, get off of this
sorry.
perverted, man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. Forgive me!
You're
Graham.
not forgiven.
Never forgiven.
Grim.
Anyway, Xbox. I never owned one, but I did play over friends' houses and stuff. It was mainly just Halo and shit like that.
Okay.
You know, so I don't really have a preference for the Xbox, mainly because I am a PlayStation fan. I'm not a very big fan of Microsoft.
I've been shot.
I think everybody deserves their time.
Only if you're gonna shoot me.
That's what I'm saying.
Alright, you done?
Oh!
Yes? No?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, I never played the original Xbox. I only played this 360 and the One. So, I can't say much for the Xbox, the original. So, I'm going to turn it over to Necro because he seems to have the most forte in this matter. Give me
Motherfucker!
Don't you pick those up before Cody eats them.
I warned you. I warned you about giving him the gun. I warned it. Pick up the phone because I called it.
Now, Necro, start with your list.
Nobody's home.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start off with Halo. Halo was an amazing game. Very inventive for its time. Brought out one of my favorite guns, the Needler.
It was better for PC.
Shut the fuck up. I didn't have a PC. You didn't introduce me to them yet. Next up on the list would be Conker's Bad Fur Day.
It's better on PC.
Shut up! They didn't come out on PC, did it?
Yes, it did.
It came out a week ago, and you know it's been better ever since then.
Actually, every game that came out on Xbox, except for Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball, has come out on PC.
Why might that be, Kyle?
Because everything's better on PC. And you can just get porn on PC.
Oh, I thought you were going to go the direction that I was going with that, and Xbox is made by Microsoft, so why wouldn't it end up on PC?
It does go.
Oh, and for the viewers, in case you're wondering, Kaiju is currently on the floor in shame. So, in case you don't see him, that's why.
Bam,
Continue.
bam, bam. Shaming Kyle.
Shame.
We're going to have him strip, and he's going to walk down the street naked while everybody yells, "Shame!
I've done that before.
Shame!"
Gran Turismo.
Better on PC.
Shut up already down there.
I think we have to shut him up. Where's the tape?
Wait, go get the ball gag.
He's just gonna enjoy that.
If you bring me the ball gag, I'm going in front of the camera with the ball gag. Yeah, I'm not going to warn you now. I will warn you now.
Well, this episode's screwed.
Check her count.
Spyro came back on the Xbox.
It's better on PC.
Shut up already!
2. We have 2 watching.
And to finish off my last games, it would be Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2.
They were better on PC.
Hold my mod, I gotta go be a kaiju.
For speaking about mods.
Thanks, I'll do that back.
Are we done here?
No, we have one more to go through.
I meant with the shaming and the beating.
We better be, because I don't care anymore.
Okay.
Oh, so does that mean I get the gun back now?
No.
Last but certainly not least, guys, we're going to go to the last one of our systems. And this one was another handheld. So once again, we're going back for the Game Boy Advance. Now, when the Game Boy Advance came out, it was just, everyone was just like, oh, look, it's another Game Boy Advance, except it was wide instead of flat. Or wide instead of tall. And the graphics in it were so much better. The game library was so much larger. Just all fun and games in it. Now, I'm sorry I didn't bring up the fact that the Xbox, when it came out, it was one of the few systems to help PlayStation put the final nail in Nintendo's coffin. Nintendo's just struggling now, but ever since the Xbox and the PlayStation came out, they really just destroyed it. Yes. Yes! Yes! Anyways, so, when the Game Boy Advance came out, people were like, look, Nintendo's still alive! Unfortunately, grab him, get him!
Can't get me!
I'm sorry.
Just like you couldn't get me in Trouble in Terrorist as a book.
Now, Game Boy...
You fuck your book. I'm sorry. Let Kyle continue.
Well, this is dating the video a lot, ain't it? So when the Game Boy...
Fuck your book. Sorry.
When the Game Boy Advance came out, a lot of people were actually very surprised with it. It was actually a great system, and it would be many years before another one would come to replace it. So with the Game Boy Advance, I passed it on to Grim.
Never really played Game Boy Advance until Kitten of Doom got one. And then I just played Ocarina of Time on it. That was it, and I beat the living piss out of it, and now she's angry forever because I unlocked this new mode for it, and she hates me. I should never beat it.
That wasn't the Advance, that was the DS.
Oh, that was the DS.
So maybe you've never played the Advance.
Oh, probably not.
Okay.
You see? I don't play handhelds like that.
Kitten.
Okay. So, I did really enjoy the Game Boy Advance. The only thing that sucked was the fact that you couldn't play it at night. That was my only quip.
Yeah, the Game Boy Advance did have the problem, much like the Color and the Brick,
It had no backlight.
it had no backlight, which really hindered the game a lot. And you had to buy this stupid little lamp that you plugged into the top and then bent it over, and it had a glare on the screen.
Uh-huh.
Or in my case, it'd be late at night, and I'd be like Is it a moonlit night and I'd be sitting at my window like this with the moon playing it on? Yeah, I know the pain, Kitten. I know the pain.
Yes. So, aside from the pain, I had 3 favorites for the Advance. The first one would be Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap.
Ah, yes. The only Legend of Zelda where your sidekick wasn't an annoying character that you wanted to murder horrifically. He was your hat, and he looked like a duck. I think he was supposed to be a duck.
Yeah.
When my mom saw it the first time, she thought, since it was screaming up, she thought it was a rabbit.
The next one is Pokemon Ruby.
Oh, right. Well, I was more of a Sapphire guy, but same game.
Both equally.
You can go to hell. You go to hell, you can die.
Why?
It's one or the other.
Yeah, seriously, there's no... This is not a mixed breed here.
I was more of a Sapphire fan.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, the only reason I liked Ruby was because that's the only one I was able to steal off my friend. So.
The only reason I like Sapphires because the Pokemon had in it, and I love Sapphires.
So there you go. And then the last one was Spyro Season of Ice and Flame.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'm not like the little Spyro fanatic we have right here.
Yo, Spyro, #1. Yeah.
The only reason that I enjoyed that game was because I got to be a cute flying little dragon.
Purple.
Purple little dragon.
That you were always chasing around.
And I got to breathe fire. And that was awesome. And I got to travel to all these different little worlds and do all this cool stuff. And yeah.
Spyro kicked ass! Everybody else was chasing around Spyro. You were Spyro.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, you were...
Yeah, but no, from...
behind.
No, the joke was that since the camera was always behind Spyro, that you as the person were always chasing the purple dragon.
We were all just on a massive acid trip.
That's all it was.
Maybe I've just done too much acid then, and, you know... I'm thinking too deeply into it.
It's what it is. You're having what we call a drug guru-ship. You need to step that back. Step that back.
Step that back. All right. I'm sorry. I'll bring myself back to you guys.
Thank you.
Throwing it over to Necro.
Alright, well, Sapphire.
Quit playing with your diddle.
I'm not.
Quit diddling with your diddle.
No, dude. From the camera view, all you see is your hand constantly moving down here like this. Like that's all I saw. I'm like.
Quit diddling your diddle!
What's he doing with his diddle? Alright.
What is he doing with his diddle?
Didn't Chrono Trigger come out for that?
No, Chrono Trigger came out for the Super Nintendo!
No, I thought they came out with a remake for it.
The remake came out on the DS.
Oh, DS. Okay, gotcha.
That one had the live cut scenes and everything like that.
Oh. Other than that, I really am playing more.
Wow. He's sad and has bad hair. Anyways, so...
the stuff down here.
So, Game Boy Advance, as you can't tell, my parents just love the idea of giving me something that got me out of their hair. But, games that I liked didn't include games like Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, where you were once again move around, beat the crap out of somebody, but it had a really fun storyline behind it that really held through the game. Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap is on my list as well. Trying to do freaking selfies back there. I'm watching.
Getting a behind the scenes.
It's a room selfie.
Anyways,
As we just all
there was Pokemon Sapphire, of course, the superior game to the Pokemon Ruby game. Mega Man Battle. What?
She's doing more selfies back there.
Shut up!
Continue with the video.
Then there was Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. This game was really fun. It was an RPG where you had to do a lot of button presses in order to hit attacks properly or to duck or dodge, etc. Oh, wow, that hurt. Oh, my chest started hurting for some reason. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Digestion.
Mega Man Battle Network. That's probably what it was. I had freaking all that food from Sheets again. Should probably pop an antacid after the video.
Like greasy stuff.
But the Mega Man Battle Network the Mega Man Battle Network series is where I was at. 1 through 6. I couldn't pick a favorite because they were all great games. You were stuck in a little 3x3 grid. Your opponents were stuck in a little 3x3 grid, and you could move and attack. And you had these chips that gave you different power-ups. It was just fun. The storylines were always amazing. Where you were always, Mega Man was like a little gigapet, and you'd plug him into a device, and he would go in and fight the viruses and stop the device from breaking or fix the device. It was just a really fun series. Now,
reboot, freaking reboot.
Reboot was a TV series.
I know.
Hey, y'all! If y'all want to jump on that one, we can make next week on favorite childhood shows.
I just forgot about reboot.
I mean, we could do that if you guys want that.
I first learned the joke. Why is 6 so afraid of 7?
7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9.
OMG.
I know,
There are
Kate.
actual talking numbers.
Um,
It's like Sesame Street on acid.
and then it went all badass when little Enzo became the badass with the eye. Yeah. But I'd like to bring in a few honorable mentions because we never brought up the PC because, well, the PC nation is never dead. But there were a few PC games that I really enjoyed growing up playing. There was one called Skye, S-K-Y-E, and it was actually a game sponsored by Skittles, where you played as a girl named Skye, and she would go around and find these mystical orbs that gave her different powers, and of course the mystical orbs were different colored Skittles. But, I mean, if you move that past that principle, if they were just orbs, it was such an amazing game to play. Diablo 2, I gotta throw in there. The Delta Warrior series, because my dad really liked those.
Another one I could use for both Xbox and PC, Morrowind.
No, just PC, it's okay.
It came out for both.
You can just say PC, it's cool. It's sort of like saying, hey, Skyrim was both on PC and the Xbox 360. No, it was on the PC. You okay back there? So, anybody have any PC games they enjoyed playing when they were younger?
Quake.
Quake was awesome, yeah, Quake was badass.
Holy shit.
Solitaire. That's all I could play when I was younger.
I'm sorry to hear
Doom.
that. Doom was good.
Oh, Doom was great on the PC. Holy shit.
Baldur's Gate was good. Dink
Oh, wait. I did get to play one on the PC. It was in tech. I was in the audio-visual class, and we had computers. And
Whoa! Let's pull this back a second.
What?
Now, tell me again which class you were in.
Audio-visual. That's what it was called.
You were the damn TV pusher!
No. We had a radio station. We were kick-ass. But anyway.
I'm joking.
So,
They had a radio station.
we had a bunch of Mac computers in there. And the one game that was on every single one was Tony Hawk.
Ooh, there you go.
And I used to play the hell out of it every single day.
Worms.
Worms.
Warcraft. Starcraft.
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
Jared said MYST.
Mist.
Assuming that stands for something.
MYST is Miss.
Oh, it actually is that.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if that was an acronym.
It was a strange.
Capitalized? Is the whole thing capitalized?
It was a strange
yeah,
game where
it was an
there was no
acronym.
fighting. It was all puzzles, and the thing was, the background was always beautiful. The music was always vivid, like you felt you were in the world itself. You know, if you were in a windy gorge, wind would be blowing. You might see leaves come by every now and then, and you were just looking for little clues in order to beat the game. It was a fun game. But folks, I think at 1 hour and 18 minutes, I think we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yeah.
So oh wow, that hurt. So folks, my brain just went blank for a second. What are we doing?
Signing off.
Signing off. Thank you. Well, sorry about that. So folks, tune in on Wednesday where we're actually going to have another live stream event. It's not going to be as big as this one. It's not going to be a serious one. It's not going to be the ones where we're mind-boggling, but it'll be a fun one to watch. Check in next Sunday. I don't know what the thought process is. I don't know who's going to be here yet, but we'll see what's going to go happen then. So I'd like to thank everybody for showing up. I want to thank Kitten of Doom and Grim for coming out. They didn't have
Always
to.
a pleasure.
They live miles away and they don't want to deal with me as much as they have to.
Shut up.
And of course Necro for being here, even though he constantly wants to kill me because I'm a horrible person.
Shut the fuck up.
Yo, I don't have to deal with you. You have to deal with me.
I don't mind dealing with you. You're cool. What was that?
I said good. Keep them.
Sure, we can find some room here. You mind sleeping on a couch or something? I mean, we got a nice soft couch
No, we
downstairs.
cuddle with Necro.
Oh yeah, you're right. Nick's got that gigantic bed. Yeah, you're safe. But until next time, folks, I'm KaijuK,
Necro Nick.
Kitten of Doom.
And Grim.
and we will see y'all in the future. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.